Okay. So, brand new unit. This is going to be unit 8 for us. This is a unit that describes how functions are represented as a graph. So, the one thing we're going to start with, well, that was weird, are scatter plots. And a scatter plot is what I have on the board here for you. So, hopefully you can see this. A scatter plot is just a set of scattered plots, right? So, they form some kind of a line sometimes they don't. So the 5 things that we need to see at the beginning of this unit are what we call association. Okay, so there are several types of associations. Okay, so go ahead and write this down somewhere. You have fever tonight, and this is going to be 55. So this will also be represented there. The 5 types of associations. Number 1, we have a linear association, meaning that the scatter plot is going to look like a straight line, or at least it can be resembled as a straight line. We have the opposite of that, which is nonlinear. Okay, so it wouldn't be a line at all. It's just some random scattering. The next thing that we have is a positive association, meaning that they are going uphill. The 4th one is, opposite of that would be negative, meaning that they are going downhill. Okay, and then the 5th one is that there is no association whatsoever. Like it's just random points. They don't form a line. They're not positive, negative. It's just random stuff everywhere. Okay. If you had to put 2 of those associations to match this graph, what would you do? Yes, good. Someone in the back. This is a positive linear association because the dots are going uphill, or they resemble a line that's going uphill, and they resemble a line, right? So positive and linear. Okay, good. I'm going to throw a couple more on the screen for you. We'll see what we can do with them. You may not be able to see that. Nah, you may not be able to see that either. So I know that's really small. Hopefully you can zoom in. This would be what? Also 2 of them. Negative and linear. Okay, so the association is starting high and going low. So it is negative because it's going downhill. And it would be a linear association because the dots are pretty close together in a line. Okay. Let's go with one more. Now this one, super weird. The dots are everywhere. Now there's a lot of them down here. We call these clusters because they're really close together. And then we call these ones outliers, okay, because they're super far up and not away from everything else. So there is no association here at all in this graph because, I could kind of make a line here, but the points up here are by themselves. So I can't make 2 lines. I can only make 1. So this would be no association whatsoever, okay? Now, scatter plots. This is pretty much the entire beginning of this unit. We're going to start making some scatter plots. Hopefully in class today you understood basically how you make that graph. And then we're going to be able to assign 1 or 2 of these together. So for instance, this graph has no association. It can't be linear, nonlinear, positive, or negative. When it's no association, it's no association. That would be the only time it'd be 1. But if this graph had positive or negative, we would be able to see, well, is it linear or is it not linear? Okay? So that's the deal here for this part. You may or may not see this on the interim. I don't think so. But if you do, now you have a good understanding of what type of association we'll just leave it at that, that this scatter plot has. Okay? All right. Real short video. Do the fever.